Bender was stranded on a desert island. He could only dig sweet potatoes and brew sweet potato wine himself, but first he had to grind the sweet potatoes into paste. He took out a juicer, yet there was no electricity on the island. He tried every possible power source he could find on the island, with a wild boar's snout becoming his last hope. Desperate, Bender lay on the beach waiting for death, while monkeys in the trees tapped out a rhythm for him. During those days, Bender saw several dark shadows flit past, and then he lost consciousness. He slowly came to after drinking a bowl of sweet potato wine. It turned out that several other robots lived on the island, all outdated models. They had secluded themselves on this isolated island for refusing to undergo system upgrades. One robot with a backpack could not even speak. The recording device in its backpack served as its vocal cords. The water wheel robot would shut down immediately once the water supply was cut off.
Oh god, I'll never make it this time! This is the end!
The last robot suffered from insufficient memory. It would forget what it was going to say the moment it finished a sentence. Having long cut themselves off from civilized society, they lived a primitive life on the deserted isle. They believed that some things sound utterly terrifying, yet when you truly face them, you will eventually accept them calmly. Bender watched a snail crawl slowly and comprehended the greatness of life from the tiny creature. He took out a record and danced to the music. Just then, a water wheel robot spoke and asked, "Why not go listen to the sound of the ocean?" Immersed in the vastness of nature, Bender had never felt such inner peace. He suddenly thought that high technology was nothing but dross, so he destroyed all his records and resolved to return to nature from then on. Staring at his reflection in the water, Bender thought he was far too advanced in his ways. It was not enough to return to nature merely in mind. His body also needed liberation. After working busily the entire night, Bender downgraded and remodeled himself into a wooden robot. A woodpecker built a nest on top of his head, and he had already merged completely with nature. He firmly believed that the whole world ought to live such a simple life, and all technological creations must be destroyed. He therefore decided to head back to civilized society, declare war on technology, and call on everyone to return to nature. Bender and his companions sailed toward the human world in a wooden submarine. Led by Bender, they swarmed through the city along vines, wantonly wrecking all kinds of high-tech products and stores.